I'm Lorraine from Holywood Pilates, and today we're going to focus on hip mobility. When people think about hip mobility, they generally think they need to stretch more, but good hip mobility actually is a combination of flexibility, strength, and control. So today we're going to work through a gentle program of exercises to get the hips moving. Keep it comfortable for you, so if anything doesn't feel good, then either reduce the range of movement or leave the exercise out together. You will need a mat. You can have a head cushion if you like to use one. And I'm also going to be using a resistance band. This is a medium strength band. Now this is optional, so if you don't have it, don't worry at all. So let's get started. We're going to stay in standing for a short warm-up. We're going to bring our feet hip width apart, make sure they're nice and straight. Knees are soft. Bring your hands to your waist and just tip your pelvis forwards and backwards a few times here. Find and hold that middle neutral position. Check the ribs tucked down. Open up across your chest, slide your shoulder blades down, tuck your chin in, and grow a little bit taller up through your spine. Give me a slow deep breath in. And a slow deep breath out. So we're going to start with a few sit back squats. So we're going to send the pelvis back, reach the arms forward to help counterbalance you, and then straighten back up. Now you don't have to sit very deeply here, so just go to wherever you're happy to go. We will repeat these at the end of the class, and it will be interesting to see whether you feel any more comfortable in your squats after a bit more movement. Knees stay in line with feet. And we're pressing those heels into the floor each time to straighten us back up. We'll go for 3. We'll go for 2. And last one. We're going to stay tall and straight, hands to your waist. Now, we're going to try for a bit of balance. If you know that your balance can be a bit shaky, feel free to move closer to a wall or a sturdy bit of furniture. We're going to lift one leg slowly, set it down. Lift the other leg slowly and set it down. So control both directions of movement. Try not to sway too much from side to side. A little is normal, but keep your focus on that posture that we said at the beginning. So keep reaching up towards the ceiling. Keep your spine tall. We're going to go for 3 more. Finding that control over the movement if you can. 2 more. And last one. We'll slowly lower down. So let's come down to the floor. We're going to start on our back. If you do like to use a head cushion, we're not going to use it for the first exercise because we're going to start with our shoulder bridge. So we're going to bring our heels in nice and close towards the hips. And we're going to bring our hands onto our tummy. To prepare for the shoulder bridge, we're going to do some pelvic tilts. So we're going to gently flatten the lower back into the floor. And we're going to arch it away. Gently flatten. You'll feel your hips wanting to lift up. And we're going to arch away. One more time. We're going to gently flatten. Just feeling whatever movement you have available at your pelvis. And arch away. So this time we flatten, we hold. We're going to press the heels more firmly into the floor. Squeeze the back of your hips and start to peel your spine up bone by bone. So we're not lifting like a plank of wood, we're curling that spine up. You can use your arms as much as you need to give you a little bit more push up. We're holding at the top, we're a nice straight line. And then we're going to come down slowly from the top. So we're keeping the hips lifted and we're curling the spine smoothly back down to the floor. So we're going to do that just one more time. We're going to open up the space between the lower back and the floor, and then we close it as we pelvic tilt. We squeeze the buttocks. We're peeling our spine up. We're keeping the legs in parallel, so don't let those knees go too close together or far apart. Find your straight line position. Hold here. Now, in this position, we're going to do some buttock squeezes, so nothing is going to move. We're going to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're just going to squeeze the back of the hips tightly towards each other. And then we're going to release, but try and hold that bridge position. And again, we're going to squeeze. And we're going to release. Remember, those muscles are big muscles. They're designed to generate a lot of force. One last time, breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to squeeze the back of the hips nice and tightly. And then we'll release that and slowly curl your spine back down to the floor. If you're using a head cushion, feel free to pop it back in. When you get down, we're going to pelvic tilt again, and then find and hold the middle of those two movements. Walk your feet just a little bit further away from your hips. Keep your hands on your tummy. We're into our hip twist. We're breathing out, sending one hip to the side, pelvis not moving, other leg not moving. We're breathing in to return, and we're going on the other side. Breath out to twist out, breath in to come back. One more to each side. Just going slow, trying to get control of movement, trying to find all the movement that your hip is happy to give you without forcing and without starting to bring the pelvis with it. Last one here. We'll bring that leg back, arms beside you on the floor. Again, one leg lifts to a tabletop. And we'll just set that leg down. Let's lift it again. Knee stays at a right angle. Lifting and lowering. We're going to hold this one lifted. We're going to keep going with our hip twist. So now we're taking the leg, knee and foot together to the side and smoothly back in. The opposite side of the pelvis shouldn't lift. The other knee should stay pointed directly up to the ceiling, ideally. One more here on this side, and then we'll lower that leg down. Let's do the same on leg number 2. Holding that pelvis steady, we're going to lift, we're going to lower. We're going to lift, we're going to lower. We're going to lift and hold this one. And into our hip twist we go. If you're watching your leg, your foot is hidden by the knee the whole time. We're keeping still and steady on the other side. Even pressure through the shoulder blades lets you know if you're holding a good position. Last one here, and then we're going to come back. We're going to hold that tabletop. We're going to take it into the next level of scissors. So we're just going to switch those legs in midair, nice and slowly, holding through the abdominals. And we're just going for 3, for 2, and last one. We're going to rest the leg down. So if you have a resistance band, now is the time to use it. We're going to pop it around one foot. Hold it reasonably tightly, so we're giving the leg a bit of support, and this is assisting the movement rather than resisting the movement. So we're going to straighten our leg up to wherever we can get it. Elbows are on the floor beside you. We still have that neutral pelvic position, and here we're going to go for some hip circles. So we're going to just start to draw a circle on the ceiling. It can be as big or as small as you're happy to do. Arms aren't really moving, and the leg is nicely supported in the band. Now, if you don't have a band, you can do this without, and to make it easier, you can do it with your knee bent and circle on the ceiling there. So lots of options. If it feels comfortable, we're going to just maybe make our circle a little bit bigger. Because what we're going for here is movement, and the hip joint is a ball and socket joint. So it has lots of movement in all the directions, and we want to try and use as much of that as we can. Now, if it's going well, we could take our other leg, slide it a little bit more out of the way, and keep going with a slightly bigger circle here. We could then come into some semicircles. So we're going to hold at the top of that movement. We're going to take the leg out to the side. We're going to go down towards the floor and straight back up. Nothing moving in the middle. We're pushing the leg into the resistance band if we're using it. One more here. We're going to hold at the top. We're going to reverse direction, straight down towards the floor, out to the side, and up. Down, out, and up. One more, down, out, and up. We'll bend that leg back to tabletop. Second leg comes up, first leg comes down. We're straightening up. We're starting with those small circles just to see how everything is feeling, to try and hold the pelvis steady in that neutral position. Maybe change direction, circle the other way. And then if it's going well, we'll hold position. We'll slide our other leg out a little straighter, gives us a bit more room to increase the size of the circle. We're trying to relax the leg as much as we can in the band if you're using one, and just work to control the smoothness of the movement. We're going to come back up, we're going to hold at the top, and we're going to come into our semicircle. So we're going out to the side, all the way down, and out, down, and up. One more, out, down, and hold at the top again. Let's reverse. We go down, out, and up, down, out, and up. Nice and steady at the pelvis. Last one here. We're going to bend both our knees, and we're going to take the band away. So we're going to bring our feet together, our knees together, hands wider than your mat. And we're going to go into a knee roll. So we're taking the lower half of the body, knees still together. We're rolling all the way to one side. Your head can turn the opposite way if that's comfortable. And then we're going to use the waist to pull the pelvis back. Then the legs, head comes back to center. And off we go to the other side. Find that first point you feel it stretch. Try and relax. Take a breath. Let the stretch happen and then come back in. So we're never forcing our stretches. We're just taking it to that point where you feel it. One more each side here. Should feel comfortable. And last one. And back we come. So we're going to bring ourselves back up into sitting, and then just take your time coming back up onto your feet. We're going to do a little hip extension before we finish. So I'll turn to the side and you can see better. Again, you can have something to keep you steady if you need help with balance. We're going to sit back into a gentle squat. Pelvis in neutral, ribs are tucked. We're going to send one leg back behind us nice and straight. And then we're going to do little leg lifts to the back here. So if you wanted a wall or a chair in front of you to hold you steady, kitchen counter works very well if you have space. But we're working to get some hip extension, which is so important to counterbalance all this sitting that we tend to do in life. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring that leg in. Send your second leg back. Fully straighten the knee if you can. Hold your spine nice and steady as you squeeze the buttock to lift and lower your leg. Balancing if you can, holding on if you need to. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. And back in we come, fully straightening up. So let's turn and face forward again. We're going to go back into the squats that we started with. We're reaching the arms forward. We're pressing ourselves back up, sending the pelvis back, and just seeing how it's feeling after a little bit more movement. We'll go 3, press through those heels, 2, and last one, fully straighten, hands to your waist. We're finishing with some hip openers, so like we did at the beginning where we lifted slowly, this time we're now going to open it out to the side. So we lift and we circle out. One more this leg, and we'll change. Get nice and tall, find your balance if you can. Lift and open your hip for 3, for 2, and for 1. And just set the legs down, give them a good shake out. So well done. Hopefully that's given you a few ideas for getting your hips moving. Remember, you never need to force to get more movement. So just gently working through some controlled movements will work better. If you enjoyed the class, feel free to subscribe to the channel and you'll get notified when the new classes are uploaded. Thank you.